Alright, so I just want to make a video to show anyone that's never hung or replaced old doors with the new slab doors. So I'm not buying the whole casing, so these are old. I've done pretty much all of it, but now that I did 7 of them and I kind of know what's going on, I figured this might help someone. Some of the videos I saw, I couldn't find answers, so you might find another answer with this that might help you out. So this is the last door. It's going in it's a bathroom door. It's 24 inches. A lot of these I had to cut, like strip down on the edge. So like this door. This is a bedroom door. I had to trim this edge. So what I did was I had some laminate flooring I replaced. I had 4-footers and some clamps. I'd put the saw was about, I don't know, the blade, it was a skill saw. It was about this wide, like 6 inches wide. So I put the board out here, clamped it on the top end with a little clamp, and then just measured down here. And then I, couldn't clamp in the middle because it wouldn't work out. So I just kind of held it there and marked it and it turned out really straight. So I did it on the inside edge because this won't show. I'm still gonna paint these. I haven't done that yet, but so with the slab you have to do the hinges, so this is inset into the door. So what I did was I bought a Ryobi, it's I don't know, it's like a hinge installation kit or something. It's a jig. So I bought this, it was like 25 bucks. You just need to figure out exactly which edge to put this on. So I measured from the top of the casing to the holes that were already there for the casing hinges. And then I subtracted 1/8 to leave like 1/8 of an inch on the top, and it seems to work out pretty good. It's enough space where if the casing isn't exactly square, in some of the old houses, it won't rub on anything, and you can't even tell. So like this one is hung, that's the edge. You can't even really see it, and these, I only have 1 screw in each of the hinges, so I gotta still paint them. So I just hung them to make sure they fit. So yeah, I just borrowed a router from my family, which is that. You set it down to, they have these markings. So I did this one. You just have to basically measure how deep of your hinge it's gonna go. And then you clamp it on with that, and then route it out. It's really, really easy. And then I bought this other little, I guess it's a jig. It's a doorknob installation kit. So I just measured down from the top of the casing of the door to the middle of this hole. These are replaced too because they're old. So I measured to the exact middle of that hole and then subtracted 1/8 again to leave, because it's already going to be hanging 1/8 lower than the top. And then drill bits came with that. Sorry, I'm moving around so much. I don't do videos. It came with a 2 1/8 of an inch drill bit, which is this one. And that does the doorknob hole, so you just put it in there. What I found works really well is instead of pushing level, I mean, you want to keep the drill as level as possible, just to make sure the hole goes, straight through, but it works out pretty well. You kind of like scroll it around on an apex so the teeth bite in. It seemed to go way faster by doing that. If you push level, it doesn't seem to cut very thoroughly, and it takes a lot longer. Also, I was having to push harder, and this drill bit, it screws on, there's threads in there. This screws onto the little bit it comes with, and I had a really hard time getting this to unscrew off of the little threads of the drill bit that it connects to. And yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I basically had to have this contractor guy come over. He brought a pipe wrench and we figured out, leave it on the drill. I clamped it around this edge as hard as I could and then put the drill in reverse and it finally unscrewed. And then the other piece, which is this, is where the door latch goes in. Comes with a 1-inch drill bit. It's just like this, but it's only 1 inch instead of 2 1/8. And that does the latch. So you just screw it on the door like that. Let's see. Like so. So on this edge, you just put it on like that. Screw these screws in and it holds it. And then it's really easy. So I just marked how far down, put it in the exact middle of this, and then drilled these out. And then I just tested by hanging the doors to make sure they're gonna fit before I paint. Yeah, so it's actually turning out really nice. So I'm going from those doors to these, and these look really good. So I'm doing them all at once so then I can take them out. They're primed when they come, and I'm gonna paint it with a paint gun just to make it go kind of quick. And then I'm gonna do the casings and the baseboard after. I waited because I wasn't sure if I had to replace any casings or just get the whole pre-hung door. And then also another tip I found out was so this house is kind of old. The doors weren't very long, and I put this floor over this wood floor. I'm putting carpet in here, but this was about I think about a 1/2 inch taller. So likely if you do that, these doors come exactly 80 inches. So I just trimmed, depending, I measured down and then I left like almost 1 inch for carpet. Not quite, like 3/4. So I had to cut like a 1/2 inch. If I had to do more than a 1/2 inch, if up to a 1/2 inch, I just cut it off the bottom because that's not going to show as much as like the level of the door in case I screwed it up. But if I had to do like 3/4 of an inch, I did about half on each side, and then I'm just going to paint it. Yeah, they're turning out really good. I mean, those look great compared to those old birch doors with these old handles. So I can't think of any other tips, but yeah, those jigs help out a ton. Just make sure you measure quite a bit. Make sure when you measure down from the hinges, just like a summary. So I measured from the top of this casing down to here. Most of them were about 7 inches to the top. And then I subtracted subtracted 1/8 of an inch from that measurement to give that space for this to, because sometimes there's a lot of, these old houses just aren't as level and they might move. These aren't exactly square edges, I've noticed. And yeah, they turned out really good. I just took about 1/8 off from every measurement. And then those jigs are awesome. Rent a router if you need to, or I mean, if you want to buy one, they're like $100. And if you have any questions, put it down in the comments and I'll try to answer. This is my dumb face. Hi. So, good luck.